Good morning. For those of you who might not know me, my name is Kim Shippey, and I am not normally a public speaker. Put me in front of a group of kids, I can lead them anywhere in the church, or put me with a small group of people and I can easily talk. But this is very different for me, so please excuse my nervousness. Carol asked some of us who were in leadership during the interim to share this week about our experience as a leader and how that related to one of the core values that we have claimed as a church. We value embracing challenge and change, naming hard things, asking questions, and leaning into tensions and ambiguity. If you want a challenge, take the time to look at this core value and really think about it. There are two parts of this core value that I want to reflect on today. The first is that we value embracing challenge and change. I think, like many of you, when I first read this statement, my first thought is, I do not really value change. I think I can safely say that all of us are struggling with the changes that have occurred in the last 5 months. But I have to admit, I do like a good challenge. So the reason I was asked to participate this week was because I was chair of deacons from August of 2018 to August of 2019. 2 months after becoming vice chair of deacons, Joe announced his retirement. Instantly, I knew that this was going to be a time of change. My first thought at the time was, okay, we can do this. Several months after Joe's retirement, Nina announced that she was retiring. Now, if you don't know, Nina was the minister who worked closely with the chair and vice chair of deacons. This change actually scared me quite a bit. It was one thing to be chair of deacons with someone guiding me through the process. It was a totally different in having to figure it out on my own. For me, this is when I had to value embracing challenge and change. To value something means to see it as being important. So for me, I had to see that there was value in embracing the challenge and change. It didn't mean that it was easy or comfortable. In fact, it was the opposite. At least for me, change is not comfortable, but I do see the value in it. Although my first thought was not, oh, good, I'm going to embrace this challenge and change. I did begin to embrace the challenge to be the leader with the circumstances handed to me. I was going to have to dream what the year could look like and then figure out how to make that happen. When I face a big challenge, I have to break it down into pieces, which is exactly what I did. We had to do a new way of providing deacon training, a new way for the deacon ordination service, and a deacon retreat. Each of these was their own challenge, which I was able to embrace. The second part of this core value that I want to reflect on is the asking questions part. When I asked myself what I thought was going to be most important that year for us as deacons, the list was long. I finally decided for me, it was to keep people connected in our congregation. This started at our deacon retreat in September when we had the opportunity to get to know each other better, and then continued throughout the year. If you were a deacon that year, you know the question that I asked at the beginning of every meeting was, what connection have you made with someone in the congregation this past month? For me, this helped me embrace the challenge and change, to connect with people and encourage others to connect. It was a highlight to hear how people had connected with others in our congregation. Also throughout the year, I began to realize that for the new people coming into the church, this wasn't change, this was their norm. The connection was with staff and with us as deacons. So my question to you now is, even though it might be really uncomfortable, can you value embracing challenge and change right now? Since we can't do church like we have been doing for so many years, how can we embrace the change so that the change has value in it? Can you dream of ways that new things could be done? Why have we done something a certain way? What was the purpose of that activity? And is there another way to create that same purpose? Maybe you're one of those people who see change and get excited about all the new possibilities. You don't have to have a title in the church to dream and tackle the challenges we are facing. I also challenge you to connect with people. I'll be honest, during these last 5 months, it has been really busy for me at work and easy for me to just connect with my Bible study class on our weekly Zoom call and a few close friends once in a while. Is there someone that you usually said hello to on Sunday morning in the sanctuary? If your kids are in a Bible study class, have you thought about reaching out to their teacher or another parent? Do you know someone on the prayer list from the newsletter? I know that as one of the children's choir teachers, I really missed Wednesday nights with all of the kids, but I miss connecting with the teachers even more. So I challenge you to connect with someone this week that you haven't been connecting with. Don't make the mistake thinking that because you saw something on Facebook that you've connected with that person. I'm challenging myself as well to do the same thing. In fact, I started a list while I was working on this devotional. If you need a phone number, I'm sure the church office can help with that. I hope that in connecting with others and trying to find value in embracing the challenges and changes, you might experience this core value of our church in a new and meaningful way.